Welcome back to the Sports Interactions studio. We are joined by Toronto photographer Kishan Mistry. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. So Kishan and I actually went to university together, but there's still some things I don't know about you, like how you started in photography and all that. So why don't we just jump right in there? How did you start in photography?
Yeah, so a lot of people obviously know me for my sports photography, but it was actually music photography is what I laid the groundwork for.
Okay.
With my photography. So like in high school, I was going to a lot of concerts and it was starting to add up. At the time I wasn't working as well. And then one of my friends was actually a concert photographer himself, and he got to go into these shows for free. He used to get a media pass. He used to take photos of the bands that we used to see like from very up close.
Cool. Yep.
And I thought that was really cool. And I had access to a camera. I thought, hey, like why not start a blog with these couple of friends? We used to interview bands. I used to do video work. So originally when I started, it wasn't photography, it was videography. So I used to record the bands. We used to do interviews with the bands, and my other friend did photography. And then after a year of like being at shows and having a media pass, I thought, hey, like since I'm here, why not give photography a try? And then I guess the rest is history. Yeah.
So then how did you kind of move into sports specifically in photography?
So like simultaneously, while doing photography, I do graphic design as well. It's something that I started doing in high school, and like just to rewind a little bit, like I always wanted to work in sports in some capacity from a very young age. I like in the beginning I thought, okay, like I want to be a sports commentator. Like I used to like turn the volume of the TV off and like pretend that I was calling the hockey games.
You still could do that, you know, photographer
and
commentator.
Or maybe like a Twitch streamer or something, right? So
that's big.
But yeah, so and then like in high school I saw like hockey documentaries and like HBO's 24/7, and I thought like, oh, like you can film sports like a movie, like cinematic kind of thing. So I thought, okay, like I would love to do something like that. And then that led me to pursuing the sport media program at Ryerson. And then along the same time, I'm doing graphic design as well. And that's how I kind of got in my first break in the sports industry, was through graphic design. I used to post my edits.
Yes, I remember.
While I was in university. And then it was actually funny, like in 2016, when the Blue Jays had a wild card game and Edwin Encarnacion hit a walk-off home run, I did a little edit of that, put it on Twitter, put my phone down. I started seeing all these retweets and likes and all that kind of stuff. And I saw that Bar Down retweeted it, which is TSN social media. And then it was followed by their managing editor DMing me saying like, hey, I love the work. See that you're a student at Ryerson. Let's talk. And that turned into some freelance work with them. After a month of doing that, they're like, yeah, like come into the office. Let's talk. And that turned into an internship. And then that turned into my first industry job coming out of university.
So how do you prepare for a sports game, right? So you're going to the Jays, see you on the field and everything. What is your day leading up to that, and how are you preparing to get the shots that you want to get?
With baseball, it's a lot of the same routines, right? You go down to the stadium, the players are doing everything the same. Heading into a game, I look on like who the opponent is, like any key stories coming in, and obviously like covering the home team, like what players to kind of look out for, if a player is coming back from injury, if the player is kind of struggling at the plate. Doing the job for over 3 years now, changing up my shots, figuring out which different vantage points I can use, whether it's for photo or video stuff, so it's not the same repetitive photo or video work that I'm turning over. But it's really cool. In my role, I get to capture content for the players, the visiting team, the home team, and the league itself too. So depending on what all those entities need on a game-to-day game basis, I really kind of use that and kind of try to get creative with it and leave everyone with some good content that they can use for their social media.
For sure. So then photography for like Drake, obviously, in Future, how you did, what was that event called at Ryerson?
It was a Frosh concert.
Oh, the Frosh concert. And then Drake came out and was like in the Ryerson newspaper and all that stuff. So do you ever just like have a moment where you're like, how is this real? Like, how is this my life kind of thing?
Yeah, like it's really funny. Like when I first started photography, like within that first 6 months, I was able to get Future and Drake in my portfolio. And then like years later, like Drake's reposting my work,
Yeah.
and like I'm getting to shoot these big concerts and big festivals and all that kind of stuff, and seeing my photos kind of go like viral on
Yeah.
Complex and like on the different blogs and stuff like that, and having these artists like repost my work too, like it's really cool. And like if you told like first year university me like, hey, like this is going to be what your photography trajectory is, especially when I started, I wasn't shooting these big rappers, these big artists. I was shooting small local bands. I was shooting like rock, metal, like punk bands. So to see that trajectory is really cool.
Like it all come full circle, really, right?
Yeah.
What is your favorite photo you've ever taken, or do you have one?
I was fortunate enough to cover the 2019 Raptors.
I knew you were going to say that one. I love that one. That's
so
good.
yeah, definitely my Kawhi shot. It got featured in the New York Times. It was a mural on Queen Street as well. And it really helped my photography career too, like through social media and getting different opportunities.
One piece of advice for new photographers in the scene.
I have two.
Okay,
actually.
go for it.
So the first one is like make friends with everyone. Don't make enemies. You never know who's going to help you out, and like just being a good, genuine person, that full circle approach is something that I carry with me. And the second thing is like post your work. I'm biased towards that because all my opportunities have come about because I posted my work.
Yep.
Like with the Twitter graphic design stuff, and like just people reposting my work after that too.
Yeah.
And like you never know which opportunities you're leaving when you're not posting your work. And a lot of photographers like get sensitive about their work, and then they like just don't post for 6 months. And then if I'm someone that's hiring a photographer, I go on your page, oh, this person hasn't posted in
6 months,
6 months, a year. I guess they're not doing it anymore. I guess it was just a hobby for them.
Right.
So it may deter people from even hitting you up. So just post your work. Everything's not going to be the Mona Lisa, obviously.
Right.
And you never know who's going to see it, which opportunities are going to come from it.
Well, that's awesome. And congrats on everything.
Thank
It's so
you.
amazing to see you thrive in this environment. Kishan Mistry. You can watch this on YouTube, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok.